23 million bikes versus 17 million people. Pause for a moment. Can you imagine a country where bicycles outnumber humans? This isn't a quirky statistic pulled from a random trivia quiz. It's the Netherlands, a land where wheels rule the roads and canals carve the rhythm of life. Buckle up, or rather, hop on a bike, because what you're about to see isn't the Netherlands you've seen before, Vinkeveen. Imagine a misty morning, swans gliding silently across lakes that seem to stretch into infinity. Vinkeveen is a hidden gem of serene waters and lush greenery. Far from the crowded tourist spots, this small town offers calm lakes perfect for boating, kayaking, and quiet reflection. Locals paddle past quaint houses, and the surrounding nature invites you to slow down and savor the simplicity of Dutch life. Briel, step into the past where cobbled streets echo the footsteps of centuries. Briel is a fortress town frozen in history. Its thick brick walls, historic towers, and narrow streets take visitors on a journey through medieval times. Inn bakeries and local cafes add warmth to this historic setting, blending the past with contemporary charm. Ijels, what happens when craftsmanship meets calm canals? Ijels is a small Frisian town famed for its shipbuilding heritage. Watching skilled artisans repair wooden boats along narrow canals offers a mesmerizing glimpse into centuries-old craftsmanship. The town's quiet streets and peaceful waters make it a perfect retreat from modern hustle. Loosdrecht. Picture a labyrinth of sparkling lakes hiding secrets at every bend. Loosdrecht is a network of beautiful lakes ideal for sailing, fishing, and canoeing. This water wonderland showcases the Dutch mastery of living with water, where small boathouses dot the shoreline and reflections turn ordinary days into magical scenes. Marken, a secret island that time forgot. Marken is a quaint village with iconic wooden houses and narrow streets that transport visitors to a simpler, slower-paced era. Once an island, Marken still retains its distinct charm with local fishing culture, hidden harbors, and friendly residents ready to share stories of the past. Keukenhof. Imagine walking through a living painting bursting with colors you didn't know existed. Keukenhof is the world-famous tulip paradise. Millions of bulbs bloom each spring, creating carefully designed patterns that dazzle the senses. Beyond the vibrant flowers, the gardens showcase Dutch horticultural expertise, making every pathway a visual delight. Amsterdam. Beneath the tourist crowds, a city brims with secrets. Amsterdam is more than its canals and dam square. Hidden courtyards, quirky bookstores, and secret alleyways reveal the city's playful and artistic side. Street performers, cozy cafes, and golden reflections on the water make every stroll an adventure waiting to unfold. Zaanstans, giant windmills spin lazily, as if nodding to centuries of ingenuity. Zaanstans is a living museum of Dutch craftsmanship and innovation. Wooden clogs, artisanal chocolate factories, and historic windmills showcase traditions that still thrive. The mix of history and picturesque scenery feels both playful and profound. Kinderdijk. 17 windmills stand as guardians against the relentless force of water. Kinderdijk is a testament to Dutch resilience. The iconic windmills were built to protect the land from flooding, and standing among them, you feel the power and audacity of human ingenuity harmonizing with nature. Its engineering, history, and beauty rolled into one. Castle de Haar. A fairy-tale castle emerges from manicured gardens and whispers of intrigue. Castle de Haar impresses with its grand architecture, lush gardens, and opulent interiors. Unlike crowded tourist castles, you can wander halls and towers in relative solitude, imagining the lives, scandals, and celebrations that once filled these walls. The Hague, where diplomacy and art collide in unexpected ways. The Hague is a city of contrasts. From the international courts to quiet alleys filled with art galleries, a city mixes gravitas with vibrancy. Waterfronts, local cafes, and cultural landmarks create a subtle charm that surprises even seasoned travelers. Rotterdam, a city that defies expectations at every turn. Rotterdam rises from post-war rubble into a futuristic city of daring architecture. Twisting skyscrapers, sweeping bridges, and hidden urban gems make it a playground for explorers. Even amid modernity, small pockets of calm provide a counterpoint to the bold design. For architecture lovers, the cube houses are a must-see, and for those who just want to laugh, the upside-down design feels like the city itself is winking at you. Sneakermeer. Sparkling waters stretch as far as the eye can see, promising adventure and serenity. Sneakermeer is a haven for sailing and water sports. Festivals, quiet boat rides, and reflections of the sky on the lake create moments of wonder. Even a casual visit feels like discovering a secret paradise tucked away from the crowds. And if you're feeling adventurous, rent a small sailboat. The sense of freedom as you glide across the water is unforgettable. Wardinch, a star-shaped fortress frozen in time, guarding stories of battles long past. Wardinch is a fortified town shaped like a star. Cobblestone streets and panoramic walls offer a living history experience. Wandering the streets feels like walking through a carefully preserved chapter of Dutch military ingenuity. The perfect photo, standing on the walls during golden hour, the fortress star shape perfectly framing your shot. Instagram would be jealous. Vecht River, a river that whispers tales of trade, power, and beauty. The Vecht River winds past quaint villages and grand estates. Canoeing here offers a glimpse into a peaceful, historical Netherlands. From willow-lined banks to local markets, the river embodies a harmony between nature and human settlement. Stop at a small cafe along the riverbank and enjoy a slice of apple pie. The view almost makes you forget the world beyond the water. IJssel River, fewer crowds, more secrets, a river that invites solitude. The IJssel River is a quieter alternative to the Netherlands' more famous waterways. Canoe along its calm waters at dawn and experience the peaceful rhythm of Dutch landscapes punctuated by hidden villages and untouched nature. If you're lucky, a heron or swan will glide past as if personally escorting you along your journey. Winsum, a town that feels like it was built just for wandering souls. Winsum is a Frisian delight of canals, old merchant houses, and bustling markets. Small streets encourage exploration with local cheeses and fresh flowers adding flavor to a leisurely stroll. Every corner seems designed to surprise and charm. Stop by a bakery and the smell of fresh pastries will remind you why traveling is a full sensory experience. Dam Square, the heart of Amsterdam pulses with stories waiting to be discovered. Dam Square is iconic, but beyond the tourist throngs lie courtyards, cafes, and street art. From giant pancakes to quirky statues, humor and history meet here in a lively intersection that captures Amsterdam's playful soul. Street performers often add unexpected entertainment, juggling, magic tricks, and impromptu concerts, making every visit feel alive. Almere Castle. Hidden towers and quiet halls tell stories of intrigue and power. Almere Castle is less crowded than other Dutch castles but equally captivating. Climb its towers, wander the halls, and imagine medieval life unfurling behind these walls, where echoes of the past linger in every stone. A perfect stop for those who love quiet reflection amid grandeur. Doris Moltke, a little-known pond that holds secrets of local folklore. Doris Moltke may not appear on most maps, but its quiet waters and surrounding meadows are perfect for reflection. Locals cherish it for fishing, picnics, and peaceful walks, revealing a simple yet enchanting Dutch landscape. You might even stumble upon a hidden wooden bridge that feels like it belongs in a fairy tale. Muiden Castle, a fortress by the water, guarding centuries of stories. Muiden Castle stands proudly along the Vecht, offering picturesque views and historic insights. Moats, towers, and gardens combine to create a castle experience that feels both intimate and grand. The highlight: climb the towers for a sweeping view of the surrounding river and imagine the battles, feasts, and festivals that once animated these grounds. Middelburg. Gothic spires meet vibrant markets in a city that seems untouched by time. Middelburg combines medieval charm with modern life. Gothic architecture, lively squares, and canals create a sense of timelessness. Every corner tells a story, from historic buildings to bustling cafes where locals share laughs and secrets. From hidden lakes to star-shaped fortresses, windmills to secret castles, the Netherlands is more than tulips and canals. Its magic lies in the whispers of history, quiet corners, and the unexpected moments that await those willing to explore. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to uncover more hidden wonders around the world. Wonders of Montana. Why nobody lives in Montana? It's one of the most beautiful states in America. Wide open skies, snow-capped peaks, and landscapes that stretch for miles. So why does almost no one live here? Is it isolation, harsh winters, or is Montana hiding something deeper? In this video, we'll explore the haunting beauty of Montana and uncover why this vast paradise remains so empty. Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe because the silence of Montana is louder than you think. The vast and silent wilderness of Montana. Montana is one of the most naturally stunning states in the United States. With more than 147,000 square miles of untouched wilderness and only around 1 million people living there, it's a state where silence isn't just heard, it's felt. The mountains roll endlessly, the skies seem bigger than anywhere else, and the valleys echo with stillness. You could drive for miles without passing a single soul. This solitude is what draws nature lovers, adventurers, and seekers of peace. But for many others, the quiet becomes too much. The wide open spaces offer breathtaking beauty, but also a deep sense of isolation that not everyone can handle long-term. Natural beauty that both enchants and intimidates. Montana is blessed with some of the most dramatic landscapes in the country. From Glacier National Park with its towering peaks and icy lakes to the roaring geysers and endless plains near Yellowstone, the entire state feels like a dream. Yet, this dream comes with harsh realities. With wildlife like grizzlies, wolves, and mountain lions roaming free, nature here doesn't play by human rules. Hikers carry bear spray. Campers hear wolves at night. In Montana, the land is still wild, and living in it means constantly being aware of your surroundings. This blend of danger and beauty is thrilling for visitors, but exhausting for those who call it home. Extreme and unpredictable weather conditions. Montana's climate swings like a pendulum. Summers can be incredibly hot, with temperatures soaring over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Then winter descends with biting cold, dropping temperatures to minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. Snowstorms can last for days. Blizzards can trap people in their homes. Roads become impassable and communities can be cut off from basic services. For those accustomed to mild weather and 4 gentle seasons, Montana's extremes come as a shock. It's not just discomfort, it's survival. And survival isn't something most people want to battle every day just to get through winter. Limited job opportunities in remote regions. Unlike large metropolitan states, Montana doesn't have booming tech centers or dense financial districts. Its economy is primarily based on agriculture, tourism, forestry, and small-scale services. Many residents work seasonal jobs or juggle multiple roles to make ends meet. High-paying career paths are rare and opportunities for advancement are limited unless you're in one of the few cities. For young professionals, this economic reality pushes them to move elsewhere. And for those looking to raise families, the lack of reliable employment becomes a major concern. Montana might be rich in natural resources, but it remains poor in job prospects for most modern workers. Sparse infrastructure and long travel distances. In Montana, everything is spread out. Grocery stores might be 30 to 50 miles away. Hospitals can be even farther. A simple doctor visit could become a full-day road trip. Internet access in rural areas is spotty at best. Cell service is unreliable in many parts. Educational facilities are few and far between, and entertainment options are limited to small-town events or long drives to nearby cities. While this level of distance adds to the state's charm for some, it becomes a major lifestyle challenge for families, seniors, and people needing regular healthcare or fast connectivity. The challenges of off-grid living. Many people move to Montana dreaming of a peaceful, self-sufficient life. The image of living in a cozy log cabin, chopping firewood, and growing your own food feels deeply appealing. But the reality of off-grid living in Montana is tough. Water lines freeze. Solar panels don't provide enough power in winter. Supplies are expensive and need to be stocked months ahead. If anything breaks, you fix it yourself or wait weeks for help. Living this way requires real skills, mental strength, and physical resilience. It's not just a lifestyle. It's a full-time commitment that not everyone can handle. Daily encounters with wildlife and nature. Montana isn't just surrounded by nature, it is nature. Residents often share their land with wild animals. Deer destroy gardens. Foxes steal chickens. And bears? They might visit your trash cans or front porch. For many people, living this close to nature is both exciting and terrifying. It requires a different mindset, one that respects the land but also knows how to protect against it. You don't control the wild here, you learn to live alongside it. That takes awareness, preparation, and a constant sense of vigilance that can wear down even the most adventurous spirits. Disappearing small towns and vanishing communities. Many of Montana's small towns were once filled with families, businesses, and local charm. But over time, people have moved away. Schools have closed. Main streets have become quiet. Empty buildings and abandoned homes tell the story. This slow erosion isn't caused by war or disaster, but by opportunity fading. Younger generations leave for education or better jobs. Families move closer to services, and little by little, these once thriving communities fade into memory. What's left are pockets of resilience, but also deep loneliness in areas that once pulsed with life. Lagging behind in modern connectivity and development. While much of the world is speeding into the future with smart homes, high-speed internet, and 24-hour convenience, Montana lags behind. Broadband access is still developing. Delivery services are limited. Urban-style comforts are almost non-existent outside a few cities. People who are used to fast living, digital tools, and easy access to goods often find Montana frustrating. It's not that progress isn't happening, it's just slow and often low priority in such a vast, low-population state. For digital nomads or families relying on technology, the gap between dream and reality becomes hard to ignore. Montana's spirit of grit and resilience. Yet despite all the challenges, many people still call Montana home and love it fiercely. They aren't here for money or convenience. They stay for the land, the air, the silence, the space to think, breathe, and feel free. These residents value independence. They snowplow their own driveways, grow their own food, and teach their kids how to survive in the wild. They understand that Montana gives only as much as you put into it. The spirit of grit and resilience isn't something you can buy. It's earned with every hard winter and every quiet sunrise. A land where nature comes first. Montana is a place where nature leads and humans follow. It's one of the last states where you can still witness untouched landscapes, wildlife roaming free, and skies unpolluted by city lights. This prioritization of nature over expansion is beautiful, but also means that human development takes a back seat. The land demands respect, and those who don't offer it rarely last long. Montana doesn't cater to convenience, it honors preservation. And in doing so, it keeps its population small, loyal, and fiercely connected to the land. Lessons from a quiet frontier. Montana teaches us what it means to live slowly, deeply, and with awareness. In a world full of noise, rush, and endless notifications, this state offers something precious: silence, reflection, space. It reminds us that life isn't just about climbing ladders or chasing convenience. It's about connection to the earth, to ourselves, and to the people we choose to build life with. Not everyone will want to stay here, but everyone who visits leaves changed. A land for the few, a wonder for the many. Montana remains one of the most stunning and untouched parts of America, but it also remains one of the least populated, and for good reason. The challenges are many, the comforts are few, and the expectations from nature are high. Yet for those who stay, the rewards are soul deep. So, would you live in Montana? Or would you simply visit, breathe its wild air, and leave with a piece of its spirit forever in your heart? Thanks for watching. If this journey through Big Sky Country inspired you, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments. Have you been to Montana? Could you live in such a remote place? What surprised you most about this wild and wonderful state? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the unseen. Best things to do in Madrid, Spain 2025. Madrid isn't just Spain's capital, it's a heartbeat. In 2025, the city pulses with new art, hidden tapas spots, rooftop views, and timeless traditions dancing in the streets. But what should you experience first? Let's unlock the best things to do in Madrid, old favorites and new treasures alike. But before we begin, like this video and subscribe because Madrid is calling and you don't want to miss the moment. Plaza Mayor, the heartbeat of Madrid. Step into a world where the past still breathes. Right in the center of Madrid lies Plaza Mayor, a giant open square wrapped in crimson buildings and echoing history. You might feel like you've entered a painting from another century. Once the stage for royal events, bullfights, and bustling markets, this plaza still holds the energy of those long-lost voices. Today, it's the perfect place to sip coffee at a terrace cafe while flamenco dancers twirl nearby and laughter echoes under the archways. It's Madrid's heartbeat, steady, strong, and unforgettable. The Golden Triangle of Art, prepare to be silenced by beauty. Madrid's Golden Triangle of Art, comprising the Prado, Reina Sofia, and Thyssen-Bornemisza museums, isn't just a place to see paintings, it's where art speaks. At the Prado Museum, meet Goya's haunting expressions and Velasquez's regal brushstrokes. At Reina Sofia, Picasso's Guernica punches you in the chest with its tragedy. And at Thyssen, centuries of human creativity unfold before you. Every frame tells a story, every hallway becomes a journey. El Retiro Park, Madrid's urban oasis. Imagine finding a forest in the middle of the city. That's what it feels like stepping into El Retiro Park. More than a park, it's a sanctuary. The sound of water lapping against rowboats, the glass of Crystal Palace reflecting sunlight, the soft whispers of trees. It all feels like a beautiful secret Madrid shares only with those who listen. Sit by the lake, walk through rose gardens, feed the swans. In Retiro, time slows down just enough for your heart to catch up. Madrid's vibrant neighborhoods. Not every treasure wears gold. Some come in graffiti, tapas plates, and spontaneous guitar songs from an open window. Welcome to Madrid's neighborhoods, each with a flavor of its own. La Latina is where some days feel like festivals, thanks to El Rastro, Spain's biggest flea market. Lavapiés is raw and vibrant, filled with global culture and fusion food. And Chuca pulses with modern art, inclusive pride, and late-night laughter. These streets don't just exist, they live. Flamenco shows, a dance of fire and emotion. You don't just watch flamenco, you feel it down your spine. In a dimly lit tableau, the dancer stamps their feet like thunder. The guitar weeps, a voice cries out, half sorrow, half strength. Flamenco in Madrid isn't a performance, it's a cry from the soul. Whether you visit Corral de la Moreria or stumble into a tucked-away local spot, this ancient art will steal your breath and leave you full of emotion you didn't know you carried. Temple of Debod, Egypt in Madrid. You walk up a hill and find Egypt. It sounds unreal, but Temple of Debod, gifted by Egypt in gratitude for Spain's help in saving monuments from flooding, sits majestically in Park del Oeste. Come here at sunset when golden light bounces off the ancient stones and the city glows beneath you. It's peaceful, it's powerful, and for a moment you feel like time doesn't matter at all. Mercado de San Miguel, a culinary celebration. Step inside Mercado de San Miguel and your senses will explode. The air is thick with the aroma of fresh seafood, jam and iberico, sizzling garlic shrimp, and sweet churros. Chefs shout, wine glasses clink, and your taste buds dance. Don't just eat, explore. Every bite is a piece of Spanish culture, a moment shared with locals and travelers alike. It's not a meal, it's a memory. Vermouth and tapas, a local ritual. In Madrid, vermouth isn't just a drink, it's a ceremony. Locals sip it before meals, paired with olives, laughter, and slow conversation. Head to La Concha or any traditional tavern and let the flavors of clove, cinnamon, and wine warm your soul. It's a tiny glass, but it holds the essence of Madrid, rich, deep, and never rushed. Rooftop views from Riu Hotel. High above Plaza de España, the Riu Hotel's rooftop lets you float over Madrid. Glass walkways, sweeping city views, a cocktail in hand. The wind brushing your face. It's not just a bar, it's a moment of awe. Come at twilight. Watch the sun dip below Madrid's rooftops and let the city lights replace it. Madrid doesn't sleep, and neither will you after a view like this. The Royal Palace of Madrid. They say kings don't live here anymore, but their spirits do. The Royal Palace, with over 3,400 rooms, is a masterpiece of stone, gold, and silence. As you glide over marble floors and gaze at chandeliers, tapestries, and ancient armor, the weight of centuries surrounds you. Outside, the Sabatini Gardens invite reflection. Inside, history whispers your name. Almudena Cathedral, spiritual elegance. Across from the palace, the Almudena Cathedral stands tall, its neo-Gothic towers watching over Madrid. Step inside for cool marble floors, stained glass dreams, and the echoes of centuries of faith. Climb to the viewing dome for one of the best panoramic spots in the city. It's a place of quiet power, where spiritual and architectural beauty blend. Casa de Campo, Madrid's wild green heart. Madrid hides a secret, a forest as big as Manhattan. Casa de Campo is a wild green paradise where you can rent boats, ride cable cars, cycle along tree-shaded paths, or simply lay back and watch the clouds roll by. It's not far, it's not fancy, but it's everything you need to breathe. Deer sometimes wander near, as if reminding you this is their home too. Birdsong replaces traffic noise and the scent of pine fills the air. Every turn of the trail feels like an escape into another world. It's the kind of place where a busy mind finally goes quiet. Santiago Bernabeu, the temple of football. Even if you're not a sports fan, stepping inside Real Madrid's stadium is electric. Stand where legends walked. See the trophies, locker rooms, the seats that shake when 80,000 fans roar. It's more than football, it's passion. And Madrid wears it like a crown. The echoes of victory still hum through the tunnel walls. Touch the turf, and you're touching history itself. Every seat tells a story of joy, heartbreak, and unforgettable glory. This isn't just a stadium, it's a cathedral of dreams. Chambéry Ghost Station, underground time capsule. Closed in the 1960s, Chambéry Station was left untouched for decades. Now it's a museum frozen in time, dimly lit, posters from the 50s still clinging to tiled walls. The sound of ghost trains rumbling past. It's eerie, it's beautiful. It's Madrid's haunted heart beating underground. Sabrina Nabotin, dining in history. How often do you eat in a place where Goya once worked as a waiter? As Sabrina Nabotin, founded in 1725, you sit under ancient beams and eat roast suckling pig cooked in the same oven for centuries. Every bite tastes like tradition and every creaky floorboard tells a tale. Royal Botanical Gardens, a floral escape. Next to the Prado lies a paradise of peels. The Royal Botanical Gardens boasts plants from every corner of the world. Bamboo groves, tropical greenhouses, spiral paths lined with wild colors. Come in spring and feel like nature wrote a love letter just for you. Day trips from Madrid. Madrid is the center, but its crown has many jewels. Take a short train ride to Toledo, where 3 religions left marks on one city. Head to Segovia with its Roman aqueduct and fairy tale castle. Or explore the royal monastery of El Escorial, majestic in its silence. You'll return to Madrid changed. That's the power of history you can still touch. Malesana, Madrid's bohemian nightlife. When the sun goes down, Malesana wakes up. This bohemian neighborhood hums with life, vintage bars, live music, tattoo shops, and spontaneous street parties. Dance to indie bands. Sip mojitos on a hidden terrace. Here strangers become friends. In Madrid, the night doesn't end, it just shifts color. Write your Madrid story. Madrid is not just a city, it's a feeling, a rhythm, a collection of small moments that slowly change you. A bite of tortilla, a whisper of flamenco, a golden rooftop view that makes you forget everything else. In 2025, Madrid is calling louder than ever, and your journey, your story, begins with a single step into its heart. If you love this story, don't forget to like the video, share it with your fellow travelers, and subscribe to the channel. More adventures await because every city hides a secret, and we're here to help you find it. Everyone knows Niagara Falls and Toronto, but what about the places Ontario keeps to itself? Beyond the cities and tourist traps lie hidden lakes, ancient forests, and forgotten towns that feel frozen in time. Today, we're revealing the secret side of Ontario, the one the travel guides never show you. But before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe, because Ontario is about to surprise you. Agawa Canyon, Ontario's Little Yosemite. Have you ever taken a train to a place that looks like a Bob Ross painting? Deep in northern Ontario, the Agawa Canyon is accessible only by rail. You hop aboard in Sault Ste. Marie, and hours later you're transported to towering cliffs, vibrant forests, and waterfalls that tumble like time itself. This isn't just scenery, it's a spiritual reset. The Group of Seven, Canada's iconic painters, found inspiration here. When you step into this valley, you'll understand why. Whether it's fall's fire-like foliage or spring's rushing waters, Agawa Canyon doesn't whisper, it roars with beauty. Wilmette Canyon, Ontario's Grand Chasm. What if Ontario had a Grand Canyon and no one told you? That's Wilmette Canyon, hidden east of Thunder Bay. It plunges 100 meters deep, carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. Peer over the edge and feel your breath catch. The bottom hosts Arctic plants that usually live far north of the tree line, trapped here by ancient ice. Science fiction? Nope. Just Ontario doing what it does best, surprising you. In summer, hikers come. In autumn, it turns to a firelit wonderland. And in all seasons, it reminds you, Uni doesn't need to shout to be heard. Bonnecher Caves, Ontario's time machine. What lies beneath Ontario's surface? Near the village of Eggenville lies a limestone labyrinth carved over 500 million years ago. The Bonnecher Caves are quiet from above, but underground they're a cathedral of time. Guided tours walk you through winding tunnels, cooled chambers, and fossil-filled walls. You'll see coral frozen in rock and feel the drip of stalactites that took centuries to grow. These caves are more than geology. They're a portal to a time before dinosaurs, before humans, before almost everything. The Alvars of Manitoulin, a floral desert. What if a barren field was secretly bursting with life? That's the magic of the Misery Bay Alvars on Manitoulin Island. Alvars are flat limestone beds where soil is scarce and water comes and goes like moods. Sounds empty? It's the opposite. Here bloom rare orchids, tiny succulents, and plants found nowhere else. It's one of the most unique ecosystems on Earth, and most visitors have no idea it exists. The silence, the resilience of life here. It's like watching nature hold its breath and then bloom in defiance. Kankakee Falls, the thunder you don't expect. You've heard of Niagara Falls, but what about the Niagara of the North? Just west of Thunder Bay, Kankakee Falls crashes down 40 meters into a gorge rich with fossils. And unlike Niagara, you won't be elbowing for a selfie. Boardwalks wrap around the falls, letting you watch the water and time carved through ancient rock. It's raw, wild, and yet peaceful. When you stand beside that roar, you feel small in the best way possible. Sleeping Giant and see Lion Rock, Ontario's Stone Sentinel. What if a mountain looked like it was sleeping and watching you? Across the bay from Thunder Bay lies the Sleeping Giant, a massive rock formation shaped like a reclining man. According to indigenous legend, this was a powerful spirit turned to stone to protect sacred silver. Hike through Sleeping Giant Provincial Park and you'll pass through boreal forests, cliffside views, and eventually reach the iconic Sea Lion Rock, a natural arch formed by wind and water over centuries. You don't just hike here, you walk through stories. Carden Cove, Serenity on Lake Superior. Where do you go to hear nothing but waves? Between Sault Ste. Marie and Thunder Bay, Carden Cove is a hidden shoreline on Lake Superior. No Wi-Fi, no crowds. Just the sound of loons, wind, and your own heartbeat. Camp under the stars. Kayak in silence. Let time stretch. It's not a place to see, it's a place to feel. Even the breeze carries stories here, ancient, hushed, and sacred. You'll find that stillness doesn't mean emptiness, it means presence. And in the mirror of Superior's calm waters, you might just find yourself. Boom camp trails. Ghosts of the lumber past want to walk where loggers once floated timber into the future. In Blind River, the boom camp trails tell a forgotten story. Once a booming logging site, it's now a serene network of hiking paths that pass wetlands, sandy beaches, and historical markers. In fall, golden leaves crunch underfoot. In winter, the trails turn into ski paths. Year-round, it's a blend of peace, history, and nature's quiet power. Echoes of axe strikes and river calls seem to drift with the wind. Every footstep feels like a whisper across forgotten time. Here, you don't just walk through nature, you walk through memory. Petroglyphs Park, where the rock speaks. What if the rocks could talk? Near Peterborough, Petroglyphs Provincial Park holds over 900 sacred carvings made by indigenous peoples over 1,000 years ago. They didn't write journals. They etched stories into stone of spirits, hunters, journeys, and dreams. Today, the site is protected. Visitors walk quietly through a glass shelter to witness the ancient art. Guides speak softly, reverently. It's not just a park. It's a spiritual place, a reminder of the land's first storytellers. The Lost Villages, Ontario's drowned ghost towns. What if entire towns were flooded and no one talks about them? In the 1950s, the St. Lawrence Seaway expansion submerged 10 villages. People were forced to leave. Houses were moved or destroyed. Streets disappeared under rising water. Today, these are known as the Lost Villages. On dry days, you can still see foundations beneath the water. At the Lost Villages Museum, descendants tell stories of resilience, sacrifice, and identity. It's like time stood still underwater, waiting to be remembered. And when the light hits the surface just right, you swear you can see ghosts walking the roads below. Chantry Island Lighthouse, the Locked Island. What if an island had a secret and only opens a few times a year? Off the shores of Southampton sits Chantry Island, home to a 1850s lighthouse built from hand-cut stone. You can't just walk in. Tours are limited. You ride a small boat across, explore the restored keeper's cottage, and feel like you've stepped back a century. Waves crash, gulls cry. And for a moment, you're completely out of time. The island feels like it's still guarding ships, and maybe a few stories of its own. Each stone holds echoes of lighthouse keepers who once watched the horizon with hope and fear. Solace Provincial Park, where roads don't exist. Ever been somewhere you can only reach by canoe? Welcome to Solace Provincial Park, tucked in the wilderness of the Sudbury district. There are no roads, only a chain of narrow lakes, pine-covered ridges, and absolute quiet. It's remote, it's rugged, it's sublime. You paddle in with gear, camp in the wild, and disconnect from the world entirely. No sounds except your paddle and loon calls echoing across still water. This isn't just solitude, it's a sacred silence that heals you. At night, the stars come alive so brightly you will swear the sky is talking back. Why these places matter? These aren't just pretty places. They matter. They protect rare ecosystems like alvars and Arctic flora. They honor indigenous heritage like the petroglyphs and legends of the sleeping giant. They preserve history like the Lost Villages and boom camps. They restore your soul, seriously. In a world buzzing with noise, these spaces whisper truth. How to explore them? Do your homework. Many require permits or have limited access. Respect the space. Especially sacred sites, no touching, no littering. Travel slow. These aren't drive-by spots. Hike in. Stay longer. Let them reveal themselves. Bring a journal. You'll feel things you'll want to remember. Final thoughts. Ontario isn't just big, it's deep. Its wonders don't always scream. They hum quietly until you notice them. And when you do, you won't forget. So here's our challenge. Don't just visit Ontario. Discover it. Which of these hidden gems are you adding to your bucket list? Drop your answer in the comments, give this post a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the wild, wonderful places no one talks about. When you think of Ireland, what comes to mind? Rolling green hills, cozy pubs, maybe a castle or two. But hidden beyond the postcards are places so stunning, so untouched. They feel like something out of a dream. The question is, how much do we really know about Ireland's hidden magic? Let's take a journey through the most breathtaking and mysterious places Ireland has to offer. But before we explore, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because you're about to fall in love with Ireland like never before. Cliffs of Moher. Have you ever felt the world fall away beneath your feet? Standing there, hundreds of feet above the roaring Atlantic, the Cliffs of Moher make you confront your smallness and your aliveness. Stretching along the western coast, these towering cliffs plunge into the sea in a dramatic spectacle of wind and stone. It's a moment that hits you in the chest, pulling your breath away as waves crash and seabirds wheel overhead. Wander the paths and sense the earth's raw heartbeat beneath your boots. Ocean spray assaults your senses, and suddenly you're part of something far larger than yourself. A vivid reminder that nature in its fiercest forms is breathtakingly beautiful. Giant's Causeway. What if the Earth sculpted its own artwork? There, nestled in Northern Ireland's wild coastline, lie thousands of hexagonal basalt pillars, perfect, uniform, like a cosmic puzzle strewn by giants. Walk across them, and you'll feel both ancient and small. These stones whisper of molten rivers long cooled and solidified, of geology stretching back millions of years, but also of legends spun by human imagination. Each stone has its own place, and together they compose a natural amphitheater. It's as though time crafted a silent stage for those willing to ponder its mysteries. Skellig Michael. Can silence be a sanctuary? Clinging to a remote rocky summit off the Kerry coast, Skellig Michael is a monastic miracle perched above a crash of waves. The beehive huts crafted by monks over 1,400 years ago still stand, humbled by wind and shrouded in mist. To climb its winding stair is to step back in time, an emotional journey through solitude and devotion. You arrive breathless at that tiny plateau and gaze over the endless gray ocean. There, echoes of chants seem to linger on the breeze. It's a moment so surreal, it feels holy. Ring of Kerry. What if a road could paint a story with every mile? The Ring of Kerry offers such a journey, a drive that weaves through emerald valleys, shimmering lakes, ancient forts, and windswept beaches. Each turn frames a new composition, as if a grand artist is at work. In the morning mist, the lakes reflect clouds. At dusk, golden light bathes the mountains. Travelers find themselves carried along not just physically, but emotionally. It isn't merely a route, it's a slow dance with landscape, history, and heart. Rock of Cashel. What happens when power and piety are hewn from the same rock? Rise up to this ancient hill, and you'll stand where kings once ruled and where saints once prayed. The chapel. Cathedral, round tower. They all gaze out over the surrounding fields, relics whispering over centuries of sovereignty and faith. Touch those worn stones and imagine coronations echoing in the wind, spiritual seekers forging devotion under gray skies. It's a place where history and holiness converge, reminding us that every nation carries layers of purpose in its landmarks. Brú Boin. What if a beam of light could connect us to the very dawn of civilization? Brú Boin holds that secret. A Neolithic tomb aligns so precisely that every winter solstice, light pierces the darkness to touch the chamber's heart. That moment, a single ray of purpose, connects us with artisans and dreamers who lived more than 5 millennia ago. Cross into its passage, and you feel time whirl backward. Art carved into stone, silence dense with remembrance, and the humbling realization that modern life is just a blink in human history. Killarney Lakes and MacGillicuddy's Reeks. What if nature's whispers were written in water and wood? In Killarney National Park, 3 crystalline lakes lie nestled between dramatic peaks. The Reeks loom overhead, rugged, beautiful, demanding. As you walk the forest trails, every turn feels like entering a watercolor painting, surreal, lush, alive. Stand on the shore at dusk, and you'll witness mirrored skies and golden light fading behind mountains. The place breathes. You respond, not merely looking, but listening. The Burren and Ailwee Cave. How can flowers bloom on barren rock? The Burren unfolds this paradox, a limestone expanse that feels harsh and empty, yet bursts with unexpected life. Rare orchids sprout from cracks, ancient dolmens rise like silent witnesses, and hidden caves hold water and darkness and wonder. Descending into Ailwee Cave past dripping stalactites, it's easy to forget the surface world. Discover subterranean rivers and whispering echoes. It's a reminder beauty and mystery often thrive beneath the surface. The dark hedges. Could you walk through a dream? Along a quiet country lane, towering beech trees arch overhead. Their branches weave together, gnarled and graceful, forming a natural cathedral in wood. It's as if someone carved a path to the fairy tale realm. Walk it slowly, breathe deep, and feel the hush. There are no birdsong-filled distractions, only the slow pulse of nature guiding you forward. Here, your imagination finds a home. Thursday Island Cable Car. What happens when the world falls away beneath your feet? You ride Europe's only cable car that glides across the Atlantic to a rugged island. Each moment feels suspended between reality and release. The horizon stretches wide. The wind is unforgettable. Arrive and you step into silence. Abandoned ruins, grazing sheep, nothing but sea and wind. It's an emotional cleanse, as if stepping out of time to remember who you are. Hidden gems. Is magic stronger off the beaten track? In Sligo Zeed's country, waterfalls roar where the poet once heard muses. In Waterford's remote valleys, Caumshinbon awaits, a steep hike that climbs into clarity. In Glenveagh National Park, a lonely castle stands amid mist-laced wilderness. These places don't seek attention, they demand it. And when you're willing to wander, they're ready to give you wonder in return. Ireland's beaches and the wild Atlantic Way. What if every wave carried a story? Ireland's west coast is a dramatic poem of sand and surf. From Stranraer to Curracloe, beaches stretch golden wind-whipped, waves crash with purpose, and surfers answer the call, carving lines through spray. You stand there, boots buried in sand, and feel connection. To earth, to sea, to all who have stood on that shore before. The wild Atlantic Way, 2,500 kilometers of coast, reminds us that our stories are part of something vast. Dublin. What if a city could be a warm embrace? Dublin is that. Georgian doors painted in every hue, cathedrals tracing starlight, pubs where laughter tastes like home. The Book of Kells sits behind ancient walls, and nearby, spirits swirl in a pint of perfectly poured stout. Walking Temple Bar at night, the streets hum with music, easy conversation, unrepeatable serendipity. In Dublin, culture feels fluid, something to reach for, to belong to remember. How Ireland's wonders weave into a story, these places, cliffs, stones, timelines aren't just sights. They're emotional maps, portals to wonder. They remind us how wide the world can feel and how deep our hearts can stretch. What pulls them together is their power to move us. To make us small, to make us wonder, to make us breathe. Your journey begins here. Blend the famous with the forgotten. Stand at Mover or wander a hidden luff. Travel slowly. Let myths speak before moving on. Pack for all seasons. An Irish day can hold sunshine, rain, and wind. Respect the land. Tread gently. Leave only footprints of wonder. Follow your own British, that silent tug at your heart when you see a path. Ireland isn't a place you just visit, it's an emotional journey. Let cliffs humble you. Let ruins connect you. Let waves speak to you. Let silence heal you. So, which wonder of Ireland stole your heart? From towering cliffs to ancient ruins, Ireland is more than a destination, it's a storybook waiting to be walked through. Have you visited any of these places, or are they now on your bucket list? Let us know in the comments. And if this video awakened your inner explorer, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical journeys across the world's most enchanting land. Hidden from the world, away from the noise of cities, lie villages so beautiful, they seem almost unreal. Are you ready to step into places so breathtaking, so magical, that they will make you question reality itself? But beware, some of these villages hide secrets, legends, and surprises that no travel guide dares to reveal. Are you ready to step off the beaten path? Hallstatt, Austria. Have you ever stepped into a place so breathtaking you question if it's even real? Tucked between the emerald Hallstatter Sea and jagged alpine peaks, Hallstatt looks like a storybook come to life. Wooden houses cling to the mountainside. Smoke curls lazily from chimneys, and reflections in the lake are sharper than reality itself. For centuries, this tiny village survived on salt, yes, ordinary salt, turning it into wealth that shaped its history. Hallstatt isn't just a feast for the eyes, it's a glimpse into human resilience and ingenuity. Civita di Bagnoregio, Italy. Imagine a town so fragile, every step feels like walking on history itself. Perched on a hilltop, Civita di Bagnoregio is nicknamed the Dying Town because erosion slowly eats away at its foundation. Crossing the narrow pedestrian bridge is like stepping into another era. Cobbled streets, stone houses, and tiny piazzas where centuries-old traditions still thrive. This village is fragile yet fiercely alive, a testament to enduring beauty against the odds. Giethoorn, Netherlands. What if I told you a village existed without roads and without noise? Known as the Venice of the North, Giethoorn is a labyrinth of canals where boats glide silently past thatched-roof cottages. Bicycles and walking paths replace cars, and ducks often join unsuspecting visitors on their boat rides. Here, silence and water create an enchanting rhythm, reminding us that the simplest settings often leave the deepest impressions. Chefchaouen, Morocco. Step into a world painted entirely in blue and lose all sense of direction. Chefchaouen, the blue pearl of the Rif Mountains, mesmerizes with alleys, doors, and staircases painted in cerulean and cobalt. While locals claim the color repels mosquitoes, visitors quickly realize it's a visual feast far beyond practicality. Hidden spice markets and bustling streets add life to the hypnotic scenery, making this village a perfect blend of beauty and culture. Rothenburg ob der Tauber, Germany. Imagine a village frozen in time, yet alive with stories and laughter. Rothenburg ob der Tauber's medieval walls embrace cobblestone streets and half-timbered houses that lean like old friends sharing secrets. Festivals, bakeries, and centuries of history make this village a living fairy tale. Here, the past isn't confined to textbooks. It scents the air, echoes in footsteps, and invites every visitor to step into history itself. Shirakawa-go, Japan. Have you ever wondered what magic looks like in winter? Shirakawa-go's Gasho-zukuri thatched roof houses, steep like hands in prayer, transform under a blanket of snow into a fairy tale landscape. Windows glow warmly against the cold, and centuries of tradition echo through the village. Life here revolves around mastering winter's fierce beauty, a daily balance of survival, warmth, and harmony with nature. A Trani, Italy, beauty can cling to cliffs, and a Trani proves it with daring elegance. On Italy's Amalfi Coast, a Trani nestles against cliffs, its streets winding into hidden piazzas. Unlike more famous neighbors, a Trani remains intimate, where locals greet visitors warmly, and the sunset paints the Tyrrhenian Sea in coral and gold. This village shows that beauty doesn't need grandeur, sometimes it thrives quietly on the edge of the world. Oia, Santorini, Greece. Every sunset here is a story, and no two evenings are the same. Oia's whitewashed houses tumble down volcanic cliffs, accented by blue-domed churches and labyrinthine staircases. Crowds gather nightly to watch the sun dip into the Aegean, each sunset a unique spectacle. The village is alive with color, culture, and fleeting moments that remind visitors of the ephemeral nature of beauty. Aix, France. What if a village held centuries of secrets behind every gate? High above the French Riviera, Aix's narrow lanes lead to secret gardens, artisan shops, and castle ruins. The scent of Mediterranean herbs mixes with history, guiding visitors along paths once walked by philosophers, pirates, and nobility. Aix teaches that every stone tells a story and every vista is a lesson waiting to be discovered. Bibury, England. Sometimes the most enchanting villages whisper instead of shout. Bibury's thatched cottages, river bridges, and swans create a serene charm that seems almost humble. But linger and you notice laughter of children, scent of fresh bread, and the pride of locals who preserve this timeless beauty. Here, quietness is powerful, and the small details leave lasting impressions. Colmar, France. History dances alongside modern life in a village frozen in color. Half-timbered houses lean over canals, flowers spill from every window, and streets bustle with life. Colmar looks medieval at first glance, but the aroma of pastries and lively local chatter remind visitors that tradition and contemporary life exist in perfect harmony. Beauty here is found in both preservation and vibrant living. Burano, Italy. What if a village painted itself with rebellion? Burano is a riot of colors, neon pinks, electric blues, and sunny yellows. Originally, fishermen painted houses brightly to see them from the lagoon, but today it's a canvas of whimsy. Burano proves that beauty thrives not only in tradition, but in personality, humor, and a daring streak of creativity. Portree, Scotland. Nature rules here and humans simply follow its rhythm. On the Isle of Skye, Portree sits amid rugged hills and a vibrant harbor. Mist drifts like living curtains, waves crash against cliffs, and the village adapts to nature's mood. Despite its small size, the dramatic scenery commands attention, reminding visitors that grandeur isn't about scale, it's about harmony with the wild. Santillana del Mar, Spain. Not everything is as it seems, and Santillana del Mar proves it. This village calls itself the town of three lies. It's neither holy, Santa, flat, Lana, nor by the sea, Del Mar. Cobblestone streets, medieval churches, and centuries of stories reveal humor, history, and charm. Santillana shows that beauty often comes with irony, perspective, and a wink from the past. Massoula, Iran. Some villages aren't built. They grow stacked like a living puzzle. Massoula's houses in northern Iran cascade down the mountainside, where the roof of one house often serves as the courtyard of the one above. Painted in earthy tones with intricate wooden balconies, this village blends architecture with nature seamlessly. Walking through Massoula feels like navigating a three-dimensional puzzle where every turn reveals a new perspective and story. Reen, Norway. What if a village floated between fjords and sky, as if suspended by magic? Reen, in Norway's Lofoten Islands, perches on dramatic peaks above crystal-clear fjords. Red and white fishermen's cabins called Rorbu dot the water's edge, reflecting perfectly in the glassy surface below. The mountains rise sharply behind the village, often cloaked in mist, creating a scene so cinematic it feels unreal. Nature commands the stage and humans follow, crafting a life both humble and breathtaking. Aix Village, France. Perched atop cliffs, this village seems to defy gravity itself. Saint-Cercle-la-Popie rises dramatically over the Lot River, its stone houses clinging to steep cliffs. The narrow cobblestone streets wind upward like a natural labyrinth, offering views of valleys and forests that stretch endlessly. Artists have long been drawn here, captivated by the village's medieval charm and the way sunlight dances across its rooftops. Saint-Cercle-la-Popie is a reminder that beauty often lives on the edge. Alberobello, Italy. Have you ever seen houses that look like they were built by giants or maybe fairies? Alberobello is famous for its truly white stone huts with conical roofs that seem to belong in a storybook. Walking through its narrow streets, visitors feel like they've stepped into a whimsical world where every doorway hides history and every stone whispers secrets. The village's charm lies in its simplicity, eccentricity, and the harmony of structures that survived for centuries. Pamplona, Spain. High in the mountains, a hidden Andalusian gem awaits, colorful, quaint, and full of life. Nestled in the Alpujarras Mountains of southern Spain, Pamplona's narrow streets wind past whitewashed houses adorned with vibrant flower pots. Local artisans sell pottery, textiles, and handmade crafts, keeping centuries-old traditions alive. The village overlooks valleys that stretch endlessly, bathed in golden sunlight, giving visitors a sense of peace, culture, and the slow rhythm of mountain life. And as we leave these villages, their heartbeat echoes in our memories, reminding us that the world is far bigger, stranger, and more beautiful than we ever imagined. Subscribe, hit the bell, and join us as we uncover more hidden corners of this incredible planet. Because adventure, beauty, and wonder are always just beyond the next turn. Oregon, a state of extreme landscapes. Here, every corner seems pulled from a storybook, where ocean, desert, and mountain converge in dramatic contrast. This is a land of contradictions. 370 miles of rugged coastline pounded relentlessly by the Pacific Ocean, arid deserts that blaze under 104 degrees sun, and glaciers that endure for millennia, untouched by warmth. Oregon is more than a state. It is a forgotten geological laboratory. Giants of nature. Mount Hood National Forest. Imagine walking where the trees touch the sky. Mount Hood National Forest spans over 990,000 acres of untamed wilderness, crowned by the majestic Mount Hood, a volcano standing 11,249 feet tall. The scent of Douglas firs blends with the crisp mountain air, while footsteps sink into a carpet of needles that crackle beneath your feet. Lakes like Mirror and Trillium reflect this snow-capped peak, creating moments of perfect symmetry. Sequoias and red firs rise dozens of feet, forming a canopy through which golden sunbeams filter, painting the forest floor in dappled patterns. The 1930s Timberline Lodge, a golden refuge amidst blinding snow, draws skiers and snowboarders to its slopes, while faint fumaroles remind visitors of the primordial power beneath the calm. Hell's Canyon. North America's deepest canyon, Hell's Canyon, is not named lightly. The Snake River has carved an abyss 7,993 feet deep, surpassing even the Grand Canyon in depth. The sheer cliffs bear witness to violent volcanic eruptions from millions of years ago, while ancient Native American petroglyphs whisper secrets of civilizations long gone. Columbia River Gorge. Hear the roar of falling water. The Columbia River Gorge slices through the Cascade Mountains, carved over millennia by one of North America's mightiest rivers. Over 90 waterfalls tumble from its rocky walls, with heights up to 1,970 feet. Among them, Multnomah Falls stands as a crown jewel, a 620-foot cascade that seems to defy gravity. Driving along the historic Columbia River Highway, built in 1916, each turn presents breathtaking views, a testament to nature's power to sculpt impossibilities into beauty. Coastal Wonders. Thor's Well. Venture to the Yachet's coast, and you will discover Thor's Well, the so-called gate to hell of the Pacific. This rocky pool seems to swallow the ocean without ever filling. During high tide, seawater pours into it only to vanish mysteriously, as if disappearing through a secret channel to the Earth's core. Black volcanic rocks contrast starkly with foaming waves, creating a scene so dramatic it inspired myths and legends. Cannon Beach. Cannon Beach stretches for 4 miles with golden sands perfect for endless walks as seagulls soar overhead. Its namesake, a cannon left behind from a shipwreck in 1846, hints at tales of exploration and adventure. Dominating the horizon is Haystack Rock, a 236-foot volcanic monolith standing proud amidst the Pacific's eternal waves. During low tide, the rock transforms into a living aquarium, hosting starfish, sea anemones, and hermit crabs in a colorful dance of marine life. Newport. The scent of fresh fish and marine algae greets visitors in Newport's historic bayfront. This fishing town has evolved into a tourist hub while retaining its maritime heartbeat. Crab fishermen's boats rock in the harbor, sea lions claim the piers, and the Yaquina Bay Bridge stretches elegantly above, reflecting on waters below. The nearby Yaquina Head Lighthouse, standing 92 feet tall, has guided mariners for over 150 years. Bandon. Bandon transforms natural dunes into golfing paradises at Bandon Dunes Golf Resort, a nod to Scotland's traditional links courses. Yet Bandon is more than sport, is a cranberry haven. Fields flood in autumn, turning red with floating fruit, while the rebuilt historic center, with colorful Victorian houses, evokes nostalgia. Brookings. Brookings is Oregon's climatic gem, where ocean currents temper extremes, offering a year-round mild climate. The town sits at a unique confluence of mountains and sea, where Chinook salmon fishing attracts anglers, and the pristine Checo River offers some of the cleanest waters in the nation. Port Orford cedars, giant and rare, grow only here, coveted for centuries for construction in distant Japan. Lighthouses of the coast. Oregon's coastline boasts over a dozen historic lighthouses, but two stand out. Yaquina Bay Lighthouse, where the keeper once lived in the tower, and Heceta Head Lighthouse, perched 197 feet above the cliffs, its light visible 21 miles to sea. The first, white against the green forest, evokes charm and human resilience. The second, shrouded in marine fog, feels like an eternal sentinel guarding mariners. Crystal clear waters and lakes. Crater Lake. What happens when a volcano collapses into itself and fills with centuries of snow and rain? The answer is Crater Lake. This circular caldera, 1,943 feet deep, formed from Mount Mazama's cataclysmic eruption 7,700 years ago. Its water is impossibly blue, reflecting purity and depth, untouched by rivers or streams. Winter cloaks the lake in 49 feet of snow, turning the landscape into a frozen, otherworldly expanse. Trillium Lake. Trillium Lake mirrors Mount Hood perfectly, especially in the early morning stillness when water becomes a flawless reflection. Blooming trilliums carpet the banks in white each spring, creating a magical tableau. This small lake, though artificial, captures the essence of Oregon's serene beauty, offering photographers and nature lovers a moment frozen in time. Sparks Lake. Sparks Lake is shallow but extraordinary, with volcanic basalt formations rising like modern sculptures. Reflected in its surface are the Three Sisters, volcanic peaks over 10,000 feet high. Where the wind dances across the lake, the reflections fragment into golden sparks, turning the lake into a living artwork. Here, nature is both artist and canvas. Emigrant Lake. Named for the pioneers of 1846, Emigrant Lake offers emerald waters and golden hills reminiscent of Tuscany. Its primary role is agricultural, but it serves as a summer refuge for swimmers and migratory birds. Willamette River. Flowing 187 miles from south to north, the Willamette River is Oregon's lifeline. Once polluted, it now hosts salmon, sturgeon, and an ecosystem reborn. Steamboats have been replaced by kayaks, houseboats, and cargo ships, while 3-foot blue herons fish patiently along its banks. This river is the soul of Oregon, bridging past and present, wilderness and civilization. Spectacular waterfalls. Columbia River Gorge Waterfalls. Waklella, Littoral, and Multnomah Falls are highlights of this waterfall-rich gorge. Waklella's 351-foot drop creates an emerald-carpeted canyon. Littoral's 246-foot cascade allows visitors to walk behind it, while Multnomah's 620-foot grandeur is framed by the historic bridge, a living painting of water and forest. Sahalee Falls and Coosa Falls. The Mackenzie River delivers the 98-foot Sahalee Falls, a spectacle of celestial beauty, where pure mountain water flows from underground springs. Coosa Falls, along scenic byway 126, drops 69 feet amid western red cedars, its mist forming fleeting rainbows and the cooling water tempering summer heat. Unique geological wonders. Smith Rock. Imagine towers of rock in every shade from orange to deep red. Smith Rock, made of volcanic ash, tells the story of eruptions 30 million years old. Modern climbers have made this desert canyon iconic, but even casual visitors marvel at the crooked river, the juxtaposition of desert and mountains, and the golden eagles gliding above. Painted Hills and Leslie Gulch. The Painted Hills are a kaleidoscope of red, yellow, black, and gold, each stripe recording 35 million years of climate history. Nearby, Leslie Gulch offers honey-colored spires and arches, a Martian landscape carved by wind and rain for 15 million years. Pilot Rock and Tacoma Gorge. Pilot Rock, a 492-foot volcanic monolith, guided pioneers along the Oregon Trail. Tacoma Gorge, hidden in the Roe River National Forest, is a narrow canyon with emerald pools and black rock walls. Light filters through in golden beams, illuminating ferns and moss, creating an ethereal cathedral of nature, sacred to the Tacoma tribe. Valleys and panoramas. Willamette Valley and Vista House. Willamette Valley spreads like a green carpet between the Cascade Mountains and Coast Range, nurturing vineyards, orchards, and hop fields. Crown Point's Vista House, perched 656 feet above the Columbia River, offers panoramic views of this lush expanse carved by ancient Missoula floods. Cities and historic communities. Cortland. Cortland blends urban vitality with eccentric charm. Gourmet food trucks line streets next to 24-hour bookstores. Bridges double as artworks, and Mount Hood peaks between rooftops. Its rose gardens and bike paths reflect a city committed to sustainable urban living. Eugene. Eugene pulses with youth and innovation. The University of Oregon brings vibrancy, while Hayward Field has earned global renown as a track and field mecca. The downtown market showcases local craftsmanship, connecting visitors with Oregon's artisanal heart. Spencer Butte rises nearby, offering panoramic views of this fertile valley. Ashland, Grants Pass, and Roseburg. Ashland merges mountains with theater, hosting the Oregon Shakespeare Festival in summer and offering serene trails in winter. Grants Pass thrives on rafting adventures along the Roe River, with rapids, wildlife, and golden eagles. If you like this journey through Oregon's most beautiful villages, subscribe, hit the bell, and explore more hidden gems with us. Best things to do in Palma de Mallorca, Spain 2025. Crystal clear waters, hidden coves, Gothic cathedrals casting shadows at sunset. In 2025, new gems are opening up and old ones are shining brighter than ever. So what should you do, see, and experience in this paradise? Let's take you through the best of Palma. But first, like this video and subscribe because Mallorca's magic deserves a front row seat. Start with the city's heart, Old Town and landmarks. Palma's Old Town is a living museum. Begin early at La Seu, the cathedral. Its soaring Gothic arches, massive rose window, and facades overlooking a shimmering reflective pool give an almost ethereal welcome to the city. Don't miss heading upstairs for sunset, when the stained glass splashes colored light across ancient stone. Nearby, the Royal Palace of La Almudena offers a glimpse into Mallorca's royal past. Wander through its throne rooms, chapel, and Moorish-inspired courtyards, then relax in the adjacent Parc de la Mar, where the reflective water mirrors cathedral spires against a calm sky. Meander through narrow cobblestone lanes dotted with hidden plazas, cactus-filled courtyards, artisan studios, and cafes. You'll stumble upon St. Francis Church, the medieval Arab baths, and the quiet charm of Playa Major. Appreciate the small details, weathered doors, wrought iron balconies dripping with bougainvillea, and neighborhood bakeries serving fresh ensaimadas and cortados. Castles, rooftops, and panoramic vistas. Just a short walk from Old Town and up a leafy hill is Castel de Belver, a rare circular Gothic castle with sweeping views over Palma Bay. Explore the castle's spiral ramparts, museum exhibits, and tree-ringed terrace at sunset. The panorama is an unforgettable reminder of this island's layered history. Back in town, blend modern with medieval at Es Baleard, the contemporary art museum set inside centuries-old bastions. Browse rotating exhibitions of Balearic and international artists, then head to the rooftop terrace for an unobstructed view of the bay, an inspiring visual rest between art pieces. Modern and historic art at Miro Foundation. Head west for a half-day visit to the Fundació Pilar at Joan Miró. Set in a tranquil estate by the sea, this museum preserves Miro's studios, sculpture gardens, and outdoor installations. Wander through art-filled studios where surrealism came to life, then sit in the garden under olive trees, contemplating painted canvases or bronze sculptures. Each year, the Foundation highlights a flagship exhibition that makes this stop essential. Whether historic or experimental verticals inspired by Mallorca's light, always creating a fresh and engaging experience. Even the walls seem to breathe with creativity. Miro's brushstrokes feel alive, echoing from canvas to sky. The scent of pine and salt air drifts through open studio doors. Visitors speak in hushed tones as if walking through the artist's thoughts. It's not just a museum, it's a conversation between past and present, color and silence. Coastal relaxation and city beaches. Palma offers the perfect balance. City life with accessible beach time. Can Per Antoni, right by the Old Town, is an urban blue flag beach. Great for quick dips or lounging with full facilities. Grab a shade, paddle in warm waters, and reward yourself at one of the beachfront cafes with sangria or freshly squeezed juice. Head slightly west to Cala Major for a quieter day. Its calm cove, beach clubs, and boat rentals make it a lovely mix of relaxation and leisure. And with a scenic promenade, it's ideal for strolling into town for dinner under the stars. Boat excursions and hidden coves. From the Palma Marina, day cruise boats depart for cliffs, coves, and secret spots. Local captains take swimmers to caves and grottos, jump off the boat, snorkel or kayak through crystalline bays shielded from the wind. It feels wild and private, yet incredibly close to the city. For a more daring escape, venture further afield to remote beaches like Cala Mondrago in a national park, an inland wetland, perfect for birdwatching, paddling, and soft sand underfoot. Day trips into the Serra de Tramuntana. Buckle in for one of Europe's most stunning scenic drives, Mallorca's Serra de Tramuntana. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, this mountain coast promises hairpin roads, terrace olive groves, and postcard villages. Start with the vintage Solar train, which chugs through tunnels, gnarled olive and lemon trees, and farmland. In Solar, linger in the upmarket plaza, sip espresso at outdoor cafes, and board the quaint wooden tram to the coastal port de Solar, complete with a pastel-painted shorefront and seafood restaurants. From there, rent a car or take a guided route past Valdemosa, a pine-scented village famous for Chopin's winter stay. Wander its monastery, cafes, alleyways, and artisan shops. Continue toward Dea, where boutique hotels hub cliffs and creative energy flows in small galleries and literary cafes, the perfect spot for a late lunch. Dramatic nature, caves, and salt flats. Drive southeast to Porto Cristo for a tour of the legendary Drac Caves. Descend into candlelit chambers, witness an underground lake concert, and experience the magical hush of deep earth. Nearby, the Estrenc salt flats offer a contrasting landscape. Visitors can walk between mounds of white salt, watch traditional harvesting methods, and then swim in one of Mallorca's most pristine and less developed beaches. The mix of briny air and scenic flat landscapes is unlike any other Mediterranean beach. Wellness, farms, and local food culture. The modern Palma traveler seeks not just sights but deep, local-rooted experiences. Head inland to visit regenerative farms, where tours include olive oil tastings, herbal garden walks, and introductions to sustainable agriculture. Some farms even host cooking workshops where you prepare classic Mallorcan dishes. In the city, embrace the cafe renaissance. Places like Wonder Workshop blend specialty coffee, matcha beverages, vegan pastries, and minimalist interiors, capturing Palma's youthful, conscious vibe. Evening options range from casual tapas in Santa Catalina, a bohemian neighborhood packed with bars and bite-sized seafood, to refined Michelin-tier plates at top tables. Picnic and tapas combinations are common. Expect dishes like sobrasada, spicy cured sausage, local fish, ensaimadas, and regional wines, transforming every meal into a cultural exploration. Rooftop bars, sunset clubs, and unique experiences. Palma nightlife is mellow and scenic. Sip cocktails at rooftop lounges overlooking the Passi Maritimo or Marina. Connect with the slow-living local rhythm, no need to rush. As the sun dips, pull up a low seat at a beachside lounge or food truck park, where music drifts over the water and tapas plates pass around communal tables. Think less party until dawn and more share a sunset moment and stroll home. Unique memories, perfumes, architectured gardens. Seek out hidden stories. Try a tailored perfume workshop. Blend your own signature scent using local citrus, rosemary, lavender, and sea-salted elements. You walk out with a fragrance that reminds you of Mallorca's Mediterranean light. Visit Can Liz, a futuristic house on the hills near Porto Petro, designed by modernist architect Jorn Utzon. It's an architectural gem, minimal curves, and stunning sea views, open to visitors by appointment. Spend a quiet hour in the Moors and Christian-style Jardins de Alfabia. The fountains, secret pathways, and botanical richness, a verger pause in a busy trip. Sample 5-day itinerary. Day 1, city highlights. Morning in Old Town, Cathedral, Almudena, Arab baths. Lunch in Mercat de l'Olivar, tapas crawl. Afternoon at Es Balear Museum, rooftop drinks. Evening walk along Paseo Maritimo. Day 2, coastal chill. Beach day at Can Per Antoni or Cala Major. Swim, cafe lunch, boat cruise. Sunset cocktails at a beach lounge. Day 3, mountain escape. Vintage train to Soler, then tram to Port de Soler. Lunch by the sea, then drive through Valdemosa to Dea. Sunset in Dea, return by car or bus. Day 4, caves and coast. Morning tour of Drac Caves. Lunch in Porto Cristo. Afternoon at Estrenc salt flats and beach. Day 5, culture and hidden finds, visit Miro Foundation. Afternoon scent blending workshop or Alfabia Gardens. Evening tapas in Santa Catalina, farewell drinks on a rooftop. Why Palma still shines in 2025. In 2025, Palma balances heritage and novel energy. You'll find centuries-old cathedrals and castles blending seamlessly with design-conscious cafes, regenerative farms, and a growing art scene. Urban beaches, hidden coves, cave concert halls, and mountain villages offer a layered vacation. City and nature, activity and rest, art and authenticity. It's this multi-dimensional experience that makes Palma one of Europe's most captivating destinations. It's not just a sun and sea trip, it's a living tapestry of past, present, and future, wrapped in Mediterranean warmth. So which moment in Palma are you dreaming of now? Whether it's strolling through ancient streets or diving into turquoise waters, this island gives you more than memories, it gives you magic. Been there already or planning to go? Drop your favorite spot in the comments. And if this video sparked your wanderlust, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breathtaking travel adventures coming your way.